2, 3. Okay, this is episode 2 of Rate My Uni, and I brought my friend Douglas. He's also from the University of Waterloo, and we're just going to talk a bit more about his experience at university and what it's like to navigate all of that. So, do you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, sure. So like Claudia said, my name is Douglas. I'm in 4th year Mechatronics Engineering at the University of Waterloo, and yeah, ready to be on, excited to be on Rate My Uni.
Yeah, that's huge. Okay, so you're studying mechatronics, right? Can you tell people like what is mechatronics? Because I think people hear mechanical engineering, electrical or software. Like, what's mechatronics?
Yeah. Yeah, this is actually like a lot of people don't know. Like whenever I tell someone that's not engineering what mechatronics is, they're always just like, "What is that?" And my go-to explanation is always just like, it's a mix between mechanical engineering, which is like you have all you're doing all the design of the product, like SolidWorks, stuff like that, and also a mix of electrical engineering, like circuits, and all that stuff, and also like you have coding in there. So it's like a mix of every engineering into this one engineering, basically. That's how I like to explain it.
Because you started off in my class. You want to talk about how you like transition to Tron?
So I actually started off in mechanical engineering, and I did that for I think 3 semesters. And then I remember distinctly, it was like I was studying for an exam, and then I was looking at the 3rd year courses, and then there was like thermodynamics 2, heat transfer, fluid mechanics, and I was like, I don't want to do this no more. I was like, I didn't know about that.
Oh.
Yeah, so I started looking at transferring, and I was like looking at which program I could transfer into. And at Waterloo, like mechatronics engineering is really similar to mechanical engineering.
Yeah.
The courses are the same basically the same for the first 2 years. So I was able to transfer in my last semester of 2nd year, and I was only behind by 3 courses.
So like, how did you transfer? Like, what are the requirements? I know you have to do extra courses. Like, do you want to talk about that?
Yeah. So basically, to transfer, you have to talk to your advisor. No, I think the main thing is your grades, how good your grade is. If you have like, they're not going to let you transfer if you have low grades.
What's like low grades?
I think like
what's the minimum you think required to transfer?
I think 85.
85.
Don't quote me, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But I think it's like around 85. I think you can get away with a bit lower than like maybe low 80s, but I don't think you can transfer if you're below 80. Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, you have to have grades, and then the advisor. There has to be space in the class. So you have to talk to your advisor, and they have to be able to check if there's space and let you in, basically.
What about like overloading courses? Like what other courses do you have to do? If you remember.
I had to. Well, in particular, there's dynamics. I didn't take dynamics yet. I still have to do that.
That's okay. That's okay.
I would be a 4th year in a 1st year course. Yeah.
It's fine.
Dynamics, and then there was microprocessors. I did do that course. And then there's one more. I don't remember what it is now.
That's okay. Yeah. Okay, I know that a lot of people from mechanical transfer to Tron. Like, why do you think people do that, and what's the incentive?
Well, I think a lot of people want to get into coding, because in Tron there's more coding courses. There's not that many more, but there is more, and I feel like mechanical, you're kind of like, I guess I don't know if you can speak to it, but like you're restricted to your it's just more mechanical stuff. Like you're doing product design, you're doing like fluid analysis or something. Simulate. Yeah, but then when you transfer to Tron, like it opens up like a lot more possibilities. Like you can go into, let's say you want to be a hardware designer, you can go into like hardware. You can also, a lot of people I know in Tron are going into software. I'm personally going into firmware. So yeah, it just opens up like a lot of different possibilities that you can take. And like even if you're in mechanical, like I'm sure there's people that are mechanical doing software engineering. Like
yeah,
I'm sure there is, but it's just like at that point, why are you like you're taking the wrong courses in university. You could be taking other courses that help you learn more about like your future career. So it's kind of just like taking courses that are interesting to you and also applicable to your future career.
Yeah.
Versus like being stuck in a program that like you're not really, you're not interested in. It's like
Like, I feel like in high school I didn't know that much about what is out there, like system design or even like management engineering that I would be interested in. But like I only knew about it once I came to Waterloo. So I think if you're applying from high school, like definitely do more research. Be open to trying new programs. Be open. Do your research.
Do your research.
Yeah.
I did not do my research.
Yeah, same. Definitely. I thought like mechanical was like.
I thought it was general engineering.
Yeah, exactly.
Like I didn't even know what mechanical engineers did. I just thought, all engineering is the same, you know. I'll just pick something that's like, you know, it's like tried and tested.
Yeah.
And it's just like, but yeah, there's a lot of different engineering. Yeah, there's a lot of different engineering.
Okay, you want to talk about like the vibe of the class? Like, how's your mechatronics class? Or how's the people?
Everyone's really chill. Even when I was in mechanical, like, everyone's really friendly. Like no one's like gatekeeping answers. No one's like, everyone's like, you know, like we're in this together. You know?
That's true. I love that.
Yeah, like we gotta help each other out pass this course. Like,
that's true. It's a team effort.
Yeah, it's definitely a team effort. Like we have Discord channels of like, and it's like there's like channels for every course, and it's like sometimes like the prof even joins the Discord channel, and then they can ask questions and stuff directly to the prof. And then everyone's asking questions like, I know people are always asking like when's the exam or like when's the quiz. And it's just like is this and this on the exam, and people are always like helping out. So it's like it's like not a toxic dynamic. I like it.
Now, what did you expect before coming into university?
Well, I kind of expected the same thing. I didn't expect it to be like ultra competitive, like people like only like not sharing anything. I expected it to be like collaborative. Yeah, I would not be able to do this on my own.
For sure. But yeah, definitely. If you're like a first year or anything, like if you can find people to do school with, to journey along with, like I think that's like super. That's super helpful.
Especially friends in your class, because you're not gonna know the due date for everything. You're not gonna you're gonna skip classes. You're gonna miss classes. You're not gonna know like everything. So it's like it's really helpful to have people in your class that you can ask like questions about.
Speaking of attendance, how's your attendance over the terms? So far?
I wish it was better. I will not lie. When I was orientation leader like last term, the thing I told every first year was to go to class. But I personally, I watch all the recordings. Like one term, all the profs recorded all their lectures, and the classes were at 8:30, and I just couldn't wake up.
That's great.
But I watched every recording. So it's basically I'm getting the content. You just can't ask any questions. But other terms, like, I don't know. I just didn't pull up. Yeah,
that's fine.
Yeah, but it's like the harder. Like if you don't pull up, like, it's like you have to learn the content somehow. You still have to learn the content.
Yeah.
And a lot of the profs they do post pretty good notes. They're like okay notes.
Yeah. But you can get by.
Yeah, like
to some extent.
You can get by. Yeah.
And there's always office hours. You can always like hit up the TAs, hit up the professors if you have any questions. If you're shy to like passing class, so definitely go to those.
But I would recommend going to class just to meet people in your class.
Yeah.
Because that's like probably like the easiest way to meet people basically.
So how did you meet people in class? Like how did you meet? Yeah.
Well, you talked to me.
Yeah,
you talked to me
I
first. Yeah, and also in class there's like group projects and stuff.
Yeah, that's definitely helpful to like get to know people.
Yeah, I definitely like first year when you don't know anyone, like when the prof assigns you a group, basically it's really helpful.
What about like orientation? Like how was that orientation? Or like you led orientation as a leader?
Yeah.
Like, so what happened there? What activities are there? Is there anything you can't share?
No, it's pretty fun. Orientation is really fun. I think for like, we didn't get orientation because it was COVID, but at least engineering orientation, there's a lot of activities that you do.
I've heard it's kind of culty.
Kind of culty.
Like everyone gets their Waterloo engineering hats.
Oh yeah.
And
Okay.
everyone's like in purple or yellow or something. I forgot.
Yeah. So like basically everyone you're put into a color group, basically, and that's your group for the whole orientation week, and it's like, yeah, you do a lot of activities. I know there's like, you try to get points. You try to be the team that has the most points. I don't remember what you get if you have the most points, but doing stuff gets you points. And there's like activities like, bro, honestly, I don't remember. Yeah. I would just say the main ones, but it's like the main one was like Junkyard Wars.
What's that?
That's really cool actually. So it's like the weeks leading up to orientation, like the leaders, they all they collect a bunch of garbage basically. Like let's say you have like wood, like cupboards and stuff that people don't use that they leave out on their lawn and stuff, and then like they pile it, like they put it all in like the center of a big field, and then the task would be like there would be like 4 things that you have to build in your group, and you get points based on how well you build it. If you build it like the best, like for example,
how do you judge?
Yeah. So for example, there's like one of the things was basically trying to carry water as far as you can. So you have to like let's say use a bunch of tubes and stuff to carry the water. And if you carry it the furthest, you get more points.
Where did you live on campus or off campus? Like, how's the housing situation like in Waterloo? Like, talk about your dorm experience first.
Yeah. So in first year, I lived on res. I lived on Claudette Miller Hall. CMH. Yeah, I think that's probably one of the. If you're applying, I say you apply for CMH because I think it's one of the best residences. Like it's just we have either one person. You either have a single room or a double room, and it's just the whole floor. I feel like is really open, like open to meet new people. There's like study rooms on the floor. There's like open spaces, and it's like the moment you open the door, basically you're like in an open space. So it's like really easy to meet new people. Better than like the other residences where you would let's say have 4 roommates, and then there's not really a lot of study spaces or places to hang out. So like you're kind of just you only really know the people in your unit, I guess. You don't know the people like I know like everyone like I met everyone on my floor basically. Yeah.
Which dorm do you not recommend, or have you heard is not good?
Not recommend. Well, V1.
V1. What's wrong with that?
V1 is just I think it's like one of the oldest dorms. Yeah, it's just they have communal washrooms where you have to like share. CMH it's like there's one washroom for like every 2 rooms. So that's nice. But yeah, it's like old. It's also far away from the engineering campus. Like CMH is like a 5-minute walk.
Yeah.
From the main engineering building. V1's a lot further away. So yeah, that's not good. I don't know. I know Rev is also really far away. Yeah, I haven't heard much about it, but it's also just so far.
Yeah, that's true. Definitely, if you're in Eng, definitely go into try to get CMH.
Yeah.
If not, you can also look at like off-campus options.
But it's really hard and it's really expensive.
Yeah, like you want to tell us about it? 'Cause I feel like people don't really talk about it until they get into university.
Yeah.
Like the housing situation.
Yeah. Well, it's really hard because there's so many students here in the fall. And there's not that much housing. So it's really hard to find off-campus housing. They're building a new campus right now. I mean, a new dorm right now.
Yeah.
I don't know when that's going to be done, but it's just like the rent prices are probably like more than $1,000 per month. Like it's probably like 1,000.
Off campus.
Off campus.
Okay.
Off campus.
Yeah.
Probably like 1,300 by now per month.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, and it's like for a lot of these you have to sign a year lease, and like for us like in a co-op program, we're not going to be here, let's say in the summer.
Mm.
So you still have that year lease, so you're still going to have to pay rent. So you're going to have to find someone to take over your place in the summer. But in the summer, there's just so less people compared to the fall that all the housing prices drop.
Yeah.
Like you need to sublet your place for basically probably at least like $300 less than normal.
Yeah.
In order to find someone, and that's good.
Mm.
Like I'm subletting my place for like $900 now. I'm originally paying like $1,200.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's pretty hard.
It's rough.
It's pretty rough to find housing in the fall term. You're probably gonna have to sign a lease. But yeah, unless I guess if you have a group of friends that are also here in the summer, then you can like.
Yeah. What do you recommend new students look out for when looking out for housing?
Oh, there's a lot of Facebook group chats. There's actually a lot of resources that I guess we can link down below.
Okay.
I don't know. There's a bunch of housing resources that people post on that you can use to find housing.
Facebook groups.
Yeah.
Look at like CCF. There's Facebook groups.
Discord. If you're in like, I'm like in a lot of engineering discords,
Mm.
and they all have people sometimes like posting for housing.
Yeah.
There's also a housing Discord like just for housing.
Mm. Yeah.
Yeah. WeChat.
WeChat? I've never used that.
I've never used it, but
Tanya?
yeah, like apparently you can find.
Yeah. There's gonna be people that are on school or off school, so there's always people coming in and out of Waterloo. So definitely try to look out. Definitely look as early as possible. And if you can find like a group of friends to like sublet with, that would probably be like more helpful because people want to sublet like their entire unit versus only subletting like a single room. From my experience, yeah, definitely start early. Start early. That's like the main thing because everyone's looking out. You don't want to go like last minute looking for housing.
You want to be homeless in the fall.
Yeah. Like you also want to be like close to campus. You don't want it too expensive. You want to have a nice place. Like some dorms are not very nice. They're like dirty, smelly, dark. Yeah. What's your experience with your roommate situation? Like, do you think you had pretty good roommates throughout?
Yeah.
If you had like bad roommates, hopefully they're not watching this. but like yeah, what do you think? How does that affect you?
No, I think my roommates have been really good. At least in Waterloo, they've been really good. Let me think. Like, yeah, like all of the roommates that I've been with, I'm like close friends with. So it's been, and I'm not like a picky roommate. Like I fall asleep to basically anything. Like I just fall asleep. So it's like it's not like too bad for me if like let's say my roommate stays up late.
Yeah.
Because I know that's like a really big issue. It's like if you have different sleep schedules,
That's so true.
like what do you do? Like, yeah. But for me, it hasn't been too bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's hard. Sleep schedule. So like if you're I feel like in first year you kind of like figure out people's schedules. Maybe like if you're down, like reach out.
Yeah.
Just like are you down to like live together next term? Yeah.
Yeah. I met my roommate in first year, like on Discord. Like we were in the Mechanical Engineering Discord.
Yes.
And then it was just like who's stream 4, who's stream 8.
Yeah.
And then I voted stream 4 because I was in stream 4.
Yeah.
And then he saw that message and he messaged me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we were roommates. Also, I feel like, I don't know, I kind of just adapted my sleep schedule to like, yeah.
Enough about housing. Let's talk about what Waterloo's mainly known for. Co-op. Everyone talks about co-op. Like, what are you trying to pursue at the moment?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's start there.
Well, I'm trying to get into firmware. And if you don't know what firmware is, it's basically you're writing code for like microcontrollers. To like, you're using C++, you're using C, and you're telling a microcontroller to like, let's say you're reading data from sensors, you're controlling motors, you're doing all that stuff that is like fundamental in robotics, and like basically like all electronic devices, like everything, like your phone and everything around you has electronics. It has code on it that's like reading, like that's processing the data and like controlling things. So I'm writing the code that goes on the controller that will control all of these peripherals to like work together to do stuff. So like this can be also like drones. Drones is a pretty big one with for firmware. Yeah, just stuff like that. Yeah.
Okay, cool. What's your how did you discover that you're interested in firmware specifically? Because you started mechanical, like you've done like web dev stuff. Like, how did you find out this is where I want to be?
Yeah. Well, I don't feel like it's like firmware that I want to be particularly in. Like, I'm interested in it. I'm really interested in it. But it's also just like, I feel like it's just like a tool that I use to like build stuff. Like, I find like circuits and stuff like that, like hardware designing stuff. Like that's also really interesting. But I just don't have as much experience in that. Like, I'm just more effective, I feel like, in firmware. But I'm like, I want to learn more about like circuits and like the whole system, basically, like building a whole system, instead of just being constrained to like firmware on its own. Like, I have experienced I find web dev really fun too. Like building websites is like you're building your own thing. That's really cool.
I agree. Building stuff is always so fun, and you have like ownership of like, oh, I made this.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like
you can show it off and stuff. Like, that's really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I used to do web dev for my first 3 co-ops. And that was back when I was in mechanical engineering. So I read 0 web dev courses in mechanical engineering. The only course we had was like a robot C course.
That's true.
Or something.
How'd you get into web dev without like being in a mechanical engineering program? Like, did you learn it on your own? Did you learn in high school?
Well, I actually came to university with basically 0 engineering experience. Like, I wasn't in.
How'd you get that web dev like co-op?
It was a mix of like side projects and many side projects. Like, I know like that because for stream 4 I have co-op right after the first semester of school.
Yeah.
And like, I'm going to school with like 0 experience. Basically, I just had my job and my volunteer experience.
Yeah.
Like, that's literally all I had on my resume. I got 0 interviews, which makes sense. Like,
you have no experience. Like,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And then I was like, well, I got lucky to go. Like, I started doing like I made like it was like a 2D platformer game.
Okay.
It was like in Java, I'm pretty sure, and it was just like to jump over obstacles and stuff. So I had that. I built that, put it on my resume, and I'm pretty sure like right before university started, the summer, I did a hackathon. So I also put that on my resume, and then from that I got probably like that whole first semester maybe 2 or 3 interviews.
Wow.
And this was like, there's 6 cycles. This was cycle 6, and into direct offer. I didn't get anything for 5 cycles. This is deep in December. Like, exams are done. I didn't have a job yet.
Yeah.
I probably had 1 interview that whole term, and then after exams I got like 2 more interviews. And I think that was around when I finished my like 2D platformer game. So and that's how I got basically my first web dev job.
So you didn't know any coding like before university, and then in your first term you learned how to do web dev like real quick, try to build something.
Well, I took like 1 CS course.
Okay.
Or I took 2 CS courses in high school.
Yeah.
And I had that hackathon experience.
Oh yeah, hackathon.
But that's about it.
Yeah. Damn. That's pretty crazy. Like, so clutch.
Yeah, that was actually really clutch. I did the interview. I was on vacation already. Like, I was skiing. I was at Blue Mountain.
Yeah.
And then they emailed me like, yo, you have an interview.
Yeah.
And I was like, do I do this? Like, I don't want to do that. I'm on vacation. But I was like, I need a job.
Yeah.
Like, really badly. I'm just tanking. Like, I just did it in the cabin.
Yeah.
At Blue Mountain.
Yeah.
And then it worked out. Yeah, I was really lucky. I feel like.
Okay. So how did you transition into firmware stuff after?
Yeah. So I did web dev for 3 co-ops, and then I transferred into mechatronics. And then at that time, I was doing a little bit of work in design teams. So I did a little bit of like, just like some tasks here and there, like sensor stuff, like getting data from sensors and stuff.
Continue.
Yeah, and then I put that on my resume.
Yeah.
And then I also had courses, I think. In mechatronics, we had a course where you had to develop like a real-time operating system. And that's like really relevant in firmware. So I also put that on my resume. I think those are the two main things I had that changed. And then, because like my previous experience, low-key, like it did not help in getting firmware roles. Like,
Yeah.
It was like web dev stuff. Like I guess, it didn't help that much. Yeah, and those are two changes. And then from that, I was really lucky to get a firmware role. And then after that firmware role, I've just been doing firmware stuff from then on. Yeah.
I see. Do you think, like, how is design teams?
I think.
Or which design team did you join as well?
Well, I did a little bit of work at like Waterloo's drone design team.
Yeah.
It's called WARG, Waterloo Aerial Robotics Group. I think it's like designing are like free experience. You know, it's like you don't have to do an interview or anything. Like you're just there to build up your resume, learn a lot, like build something really cool. So yeah, I think it's like you should definitely do it because you're adding stuff to your resume basically. And like someone who had like zero firmware experience, like what was I gonna put? Like that was really helpful to have, just to be able to talk about in interviews and like to get me that interview in the first place. Yeah. So I think it's really helpful.
Since design teams are like student ran, like how was the guidance? Like how did you learn without like a professional like helping you?
Yeah. Well, a lot of like the team leads, like they have so much experience at different internships. Like they've worked at crazy places. So it's just like you can learn a lot from them. And they know a lot. So yeah, it's like it's really like, yeah, they know a lot. So I feel like there is a lot of guidance basically. But it also depends on the design team. I feel like because some design teams are like new, like really new, and it's like they're students too. Like all the leads are students. They're busy. They have their own schedules.
Yeah.
Like they're not. You kind of have to like take initiative on your own because they're not going to be like you're not a job. They're not going to like hound you to do your task or something. Like you kind of have to like do it on your take initiative to do it on your own. You know.
How did you balance design team and school at the same time? This is like it's pretty tough.
Yeah, well, I didn't do that much work on design team. That was like my lower priority.
Oh.
I just did a little bit. And then school. Well, the main thing actually, like you're balancing school, finding co-op.
Oh yeah, that's true.
And design team, and extracurriculars.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like my main priority every semester is just like co-op. That wasn't the case. I used to focus on school.
Yeah.
But I think the main priority should be co-op.
What was the switch? Like you're like, oh man, let's lock in on co-op first over school. Because I think coming from high school, like everyone's focused on like grades first. Like how did that change?
I think I don't know. It's just like you realize like school is maybe like your grades really don't matter that much. Maybe. Like I was keeping up my grades for exchange. That was like my number one motivation. Also, not to let my mom down. Those are the two things.
Fair.
But honestly, if there was no exchange, I also I wouldn't really care that much if my mom was like kind of sad at me that I didn't get like high grades. Like it wasn't that important. It was just like it's there. Like I'd be like happy if she was happy that I had good grades. But yeah, I made that switch after realizing that no one a couple years down the line, no one cares about what grades you're gonna get. Like you got a 99 versus like an 85. Like it doesn't really matter. But your co-op that you get is like the experience and the people you meet is gonna impact you into your career down the line. So yeah, I think that priority being co-op was, and I think I only made that switch in second year probably. Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair. you want to talk about where you're working right now?
Oh yeah, sure. Do I disclose company names?
If you want to, like it's chill.
Yeah, I don't think it matters. Yeah. So I'm working at Avidrone right now. It's basically like a drone company, and it's like specializing in payload delivery. So let's say you're in like a remote location. It doesn't even have to be a remote location, but it's just delivering a payload from one location to another location. And it's pretty cool. Like working with drones or like flying vehicles in general is just really cool. Like there's so much like things that go on to make it work. Like you got like all your sensors reading the position of your drone. You have to know what the drone is doing at all times in order to control it properly. So I feel like it's a really cool problem and a really cool thing to build.
Do you think school prepares you well for co-ops, or does your experience from design team like transfer better to your?
I think definitely from design team. Like I probably had like, I was like on my resume there's like one thing I have from school.
Yeah.
And everything else is just from design team or internships. And definitely like, I was definitely in the wrong program. Like the courses I took had no relevance to whatever I was taking. But the courses like if you're in mechanical engineering and you want to do mechanical design, like SolidWorks will definitely help you. Like that's what you learn in school.
Yeah.
Or it's like if you're in, like let's say you're in electrical or computer engineering and you're taking like, I don't know what they take actually, but I'm sure it's helpful.
I know.
And even in Tron, like we work with robotic Legos. And that was really interesting. And yeah, we also like later on, like first year is kind of general, but later on you get more courses that are more relevant. Yeah.
I think a lot of people going into internships talk about they're scared that they don't have the experience to do well in the job. How did you navigate that?
Yeah, I definitely had that experience too. Like, it's like you're going in, you're like, do I even belong here? Like, do I even know my stuff? Like, did I cap on the interview or on my resume? Like, do I even remember all the stuff that I said I did? Right?
Yeah.
And it's just like you learn basically everything that you need to learn on the job. Like you're fully capable of learning what you need to learn. So I think it just takes time and it takes like you're actually doing your best at work to learn everything that you need to learn.
Yeah.
And that basically like overcomes like that imposter syndrome. Like as your co-op term goes on and you're learning about the whole system. Like it seems like really complex at first. Like there's so many things, but you start learning about all the components. You get better at like coding and like coding languages or like SolidWorks. You start getting better at all of that, and then you start becoming more like confident in your ability to do stuff. And it's like you start with like small tasks and you like work on harder and harder stuff, and then you gain that confidence basically to like I can do the job. It's like, let's say you're first year. I remember in first year, like my first web dev job, like what am I doing? Why did they hire me? I'm fresh out of high school. Like I basically don't know anything.
Yeah.
But it's also, you realize that like they're just like you basically. Like your coworkers and everyone like they're like you're doing like the same thing. You're able to do the same stuff as them. Like they just have more experience, but they work to that experience, and like you can do that too.
I get it. Like you're no different from them in terms of like you just need to learn those skills, get the experience to do their job. And initially, the expectation is not for you to know everything, but it's for you to learn to absorb everything, and then actually do the task. And the further along you go, like the better you get.
Yeah, it's like it's fine to make mistakes at work.
Yeah.
Like I know I used to be like, before I would be really scared to like push my code into the main the production thing.
So true.
Like I'm not even that. I'd be scared to push my code, like to let my supervisor look at my code and tell me what I did wrong. I'd be scared to do that because I know I did something. Like I knew the code wasn't perfect. Yeah. But I'd be scared for the feedback that he would give me. But you just kind of do it, and it's like when you do it, like you learn so much. When your supervisor gives you feedback on your code, you learn so much on like you learn what good code is basically.
Do you want to share your salary progression, like from your first job to like current job?
Yeah,
Like
sure.
what's it like making money? in
Yeah,
life?
big money is nice.
Big money is nice. Yeah.
I feel like my salary has been pretty average to
Okay.
the co-op, to the Waterloo Canadian co-op average.
Yeah.
So my first co-op minimum wage is actually slightly more. I think.
Minimum is like 17.
Back then,
Yeah.
back in the day, it was
Back
like
in the day.
it was like 16, I think,
Wow.
and I was making like 16.5.
This is Canadian dollars.
Oh yeah, Canadian dollars. So I made 16.5 first co-op.
Yeah.
And the second one I made 20, I think. And the third one, I think it was also like 20 or 22. And then the third one was 20. Oh, sorry, that was 3 already. Fourth one was 26. And the fifth one was 30, and now it's 32. Yeah.
Pretty
So
good.
it's just the Canadian, like the Waterloo has an average of what you should make every term.
Yeah.
And it's just been following that.
Let's go into exchange.
Yeah.
Okay. Where did you go? How was exchange? What did you do there?
Okay. So I went to Nanyang Technological University in Singapore.
Yeah.
And it was honestly like probably my best semester.
Your best semester.
Honestly,
Wow.
it's up there.
Wow.
It's up there as one of like just like life changing and like experience. Like the experience is crazy. Like first of all, like I said before, like this is like my main reason of keeping my grades up. You know, like Singapore was like this is like a competitive school. Like everyone wants to go there. And I think and the main thing that they look at for exchange is your grades. Like the higher the grade that you get, the higher chance that you get to go.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was my but it was pretty crazy. Pretty crazy. Like Singapore, like as a country on its own, is like just completely different than Canada. Like they speak English there, but yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they speak English, but it's just like the culture is so different. Like everything's so clean. They got a working subway. They got a good subway system. Like
That's fair.
yeah, and it's like so convenient. Like I guess it's like most Asian countries. Like every like 3 minutes or every like it's so frequent. And it's beautiful. It's a beautiful country. It's like the highways, like greenery, like throughout the highway, and it's so nice. And it's like they got a lot of touristy stuff. Like crazy engineering in Singapore actually. Like if you're architectural or civil, definitely check out
Singapore.
check Singapore out. It's got some crazy stuff. Like it's got a waterfall in the airport. It's got like butterfly garden in the airport. It's got like it's got so much crazy stuff. And it's just like they made like let's say their whole harbor area, which has like the famous trees in Singapore, like the super grove. It's basically artificial trees. But that whole area there, I believe, was built by humans. Like it was just water before, and they built more land to expand. Because Singapore is a really like small island. So that was that. Singapore is really nice. My campus at NTU was the exact opposite from the airport. So, like as nice as the subway system is, it still took an hour and a half
to get to the city.
to get from the airport to
airport.
my campus, because first of all they take like 20 seconds to close the door, which is understandable in rush hour because it's like there's so many people coming on, getting off. Like you have to keep the doors open. But that adds a lot of time, and also it's just the distance. Like it travels fast, but it doesn't travel that fast, So it still took like an hour and a half from the airport to my campus, and then the campus is a whole other story. It's like Waterloo campus is like pretty small. I feel like like all your engineering buildings, like all the rooms are labeled properly, like really easy. Like it's really easy to find your classes and stuff. But at NTU, like I was still lost like 2 months in. I won't lie, bro.
Damn.
I was still confused about the bus system. I don't know if it's just me. But I was still confused about the bus system and where to find my classes. Because the campus is just like it's really big. You take buses. There's a lot of uphills and downhills. And it's so hot. It's so hot.
No AC.
Well, my room didn't have AC.
What about like classroom?
Classrooms have AC. Like blasting AC. So yeah, if you don't take the bus, you have to walk, and walking is a pain. Like you're walking up a mountain in 30-degree heat,
Yeah.
80% humidity.
Mm.
So by the time you get to class, you're like dripping wet, basically. So
You went in the fall, right?
I went
Or winter?
in January.
January. Okay. Even then, it's still.
Yeah, because Singapore is on the equator.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it's like it doesn't cool down at night like Canada does.
Yeah.
It's just always hot.
Mm.
Yeah.
What do you think was the highlight of exchange?
Definitely like the traveling.
Traveling. Like, where'd you go?
I went to Vietnam. Well, I went to a couple countries. I went to Vietnam, and then after that I went to Taiwan, and then Hong Kong, and then I went to Thailand.
Yeah.
And then I went to Indonesia, like Bali, and then
Wow, that's so many countries.
yeah, it was a lot. And then I think I went
Did
to
you go to Japan?
I went to Philippines.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so I
Yeah.
went to 6 countries.
Six countries.
6 years. Oh, I went to Malaysia too.
Malaysia?
'Cause Malaysia, like
It's
Singapore's
pretty
right
close,
next to
right?
Malaysia. You just take the bus. So that was 7 countries.
Yeah.
And then like including Singapore, that's 8.
How do you travel so much in a semester?
So good thing about exchange is that it's pass or fail. So so you just have to pass your course, and you get the credit.
Yeah.
So basically, like my schedule, I made it so that I had no courses on Thursday and Friday. I don't know if I made that or it just happened to be like that. I think I moved one course over.
That's smart. That's smart.
Yeah, so I had no classes Thursday, Friday, and basically like that's a long weekend, you know. And then, so I had a lab on Monday, which was I wish that was like in the middle of the week so I could like extend my weekend, but I couldn't move that. And then a lot of the courses were online. I don't know if just NTU does that, but a lot of the courses were online, so I just like I could do them whenever, so I didn't really have a set class time. So I was basically traveling like over the weekends, and it'd be like an extended weekend. So like Vietnam, it was actually right after in Singapore Chinese New Year is like a holiday.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that whole week was basically no classes. I know a lot of people traveled during that week, and then I went the week right after that.
Yeah.
That's when I went to Vietnam, and then they have reading week. I traveled like to Taiwan that reading week.
Yeah.
And after that in March it was just like every weekend I was going somewhere. And then like honestly I didn't do much class.
That's fine.
Yeah.
That's
like
the point of exchange is to explore.
Like there's like the quiz every other week.
Yeah.
And I would just study it for that when I came back. And then there's just a lab course I had to go to every week, and a couple quizzes, and then everything else was just exams. And then I just had to like I didn't travel at all. Like April, like I didn't travel. Like I had to lock in the exams. Yeah.
Damn, that sounds so fun. Like legit.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I would definitely recommend.
Definitely.
If you're in university, like you have to go on exchange. Like it's just life changing, basically. Like the things you see. Like like you wouldn't see that in a regular semester at Waterloo.
That's true. Is there anything you wish you did differently in high school to set you up better for university?
Oh yeah, definitely. Like I know my school had a robotics club, so I definitely like should have joined that. And also like I know like I took a computer tech class, which is basically like circuits. And that was like the lowest mark I ever got in high school. Like I got like a 60 or it was really bad.
See, circuit is tough.
Yeah, I did. Yeah,
I'm not doing that. But
this one. So yeah, like I honestly didn't know what I was doing. So I feel like I should have just joined more clubs.
Yeah.
Or even just try like 3D printing or something like that. Like that would have been like my mom like she always told me like, yo, you should try 3D printing, and I'm just like, nah, I'm not interested. But I feel like just trying out so many things to see like I should have tried more clubs out to before I went to university. But I guess my talking about transition into university, I feel like for like a lot of people it'll be like their first time. It was my first time living away from home.
Yeah.
And I know like you did that too. Like, and it's even worse for you. You can't see your family like over the weekends or something.
Yeah.
Like I know I was so scared. Bro.
Mm-hmm.
Like first day of university, or when I was moving in, like I didn't want to leave home. Like I was actually like dreading the day I was leaving home because I was actually so scared. Yeah, so it's just, yeah, it's like I remember like the first 2 days, or maybe the first week even. I don't know. I was just homesick, you know. Like it's completely normal to just be like scared, like to be completely scared or like homesick. It's normal to feel that way. Cause I was actually so homesick the first week. Like, I was just like, I want to go home. I want to like, but then like afterwards you like start meeting people, you start getting busy. And then
No time to be homesick.
you got time for that. Yeah. And it's like after that, it's like it becomes really fun. Like living away from home becomes really fun. Yeah, and that's like I kind of knew that would happen. Like that's why I picked a university where I have to move away from home. Like that's the reason I didn't want to like go to U of T, for example, because I would be living at home basically, and I wanted to live away from home, away from my parents. Yeah, and like be on my own. So that was, yeah, I think that's pretty important.
How did that like shape you as a person, like leaving home?
I think that just makes you like grow up more, to be honest. Like when you're at home, you're gonna feel like a child basically. Like even now when I go home, like I basically feel like they take care of everything for me. Like I feel like I'm like a child again. But it's like when you come back out here,
You're still a child.
still a child. But you gotta do more stuff on your own. You're still like I'm sure I'm immature and stuff.
Yeah.
But you gotta do more stuff on your own, and it's like it definitely helps you grow up.
Yeah, for sure.
What do you think would have made it easier to get over homesick? Like is it like keeping busy?
Yeah, it's definitely like meeting people and like feeling like you belong. Like if you're alone, I feel like you would definitely keep feeling homesick. But you start meeting people, you start having fun, like you start forgetting basically about home.
Forgetting about and it's not don't go home that often.
Yeah.
How often do you go home?
Probably like once a month.
Once a month.
The
Okay.
first semester I went home like once the semester. And then after that I just go home like once a month. Yeah, like my parents like they miss me.
Yeah.
And it's like sometimes like I want to go back to.
Okay, we actually missed a good amount of recording. Should we just go back to rapid fire or what?
Go back?
No, it's fine. I guess we can just call it like quick.
Yeah, we just keep going.
Okay. What's your favorite place to eat around campus?
This term it's been Destination.
Destination?
It's actually golden.
For real?
Yeah, you got like free pop, free rice. I mean unlimited rice, unlimited pop, unlimited sides, and you just have to order like one dish.
A dish.
Yeah, and it's just like fills you up, you know.
I feel like the pop doesn't taste like good. Like it's like mixed with like it's not proper.
Yeah, it's not proper, but it's like after sports or something. Like, that's true though. You just want to like something sweet.
That's true.
Yeah.
Destination is fire though.
It's
Also, bang for your buck.
Oh, it is. It's probably one of the the most affordable places on campus.
I agree.
I used to hate on it, but I was wrong.
Rate your experience out of 10. Your Waterloo experience.
It's like an 8.
An 8?
7.5? 8.
What would bump it to the 10?
More co-ops in different cities. I feel like I value like living in different cities a lot. And I've been in Waterloo like a pretty long time. And I've been in Canada for a pretty long time. So like
yeah, that exchange thing must have been like
that bumped it up, bro. That
Yeah,
bumped
that's
everything
true.
else. Yeah. So yeah, getting in different cities, getting co-ops in different cities, is like meeting new people is like, yeah.
Okay, thanks for this conversation.
No worries.
Good talk.
It was a good
Good
talk.
talk. Okay. Now let's wrap it up here. Stay tuned for episode 3. Okay. Okay, that was good.